Now start with the bronchopulmonary segment part 2. I already talked about the little bit about bronchopulmonary segment in part 1. I already told that I have told that your right lung has three lobe and left lung has two lobes. Okay, so now I'm going to give some I'm going to tell you some overview on bronchopulmonary segment. So our right lungs, I'm writing right lungs. Okay, how many lobes are there? Right lungs, three lobes. Okay, and in our left lungs there is two lobes. Okay, previously I told you this. Now in our right lungs there is bronchopulmonary segment is 10. Okay, it is 10. But in case of left lung, the bronchopulmonary segment, it varies from 8 to 10 within these two figures, 8 to 10. It may be 8, 9 or 10. Okay, so in case of right lungs, bronchopulmonary segments are always 10 in number. Okay, in case of left lung, your bronchopulmonary segments, it may be 8, 9 or 10. Okay, so first I'm going to tell you a mnemonic to memorize the bronchopulmonary segment easily. The mnemonic is A, pump. Okay, and also A, pump. Two pump. Okay, A pump, A pump. So A pump, A pump. I'm also writing in the left side also same thing. A pump. Okay, and A pump. A. Okay, so A for first, A for apical. Apical. Okay, and P for posterior. Okay, apical, P for posterior, A for anterior, anterior, L for lateral, M for medial. Once again A comes. Now this A is also apical, but just add apical basal or superior basal. Rest all the things are remains same, like P for posterior, anterior, lateral, medial, all remains same. Just in case of this 5, I am adding just one suffix is basal. Okay, so this is P for posterior, same. A for anterior, previously also told you. L for lateral and M for medial. Just posterior what? Posterior basal, anterior basal, lateral basal, medial basal. Okay, so you can see I am numbering also this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I already told you that in case of our right lungs there are 10 bronchopulmonary segments. Okay, so I am telling the mnemonic is APAM APAM. Okay, APAM APAM. We have we have two pump, okay, a pump, a pump. So A for apical, P for posterior, A for anterior, lateral, medial, etc., etc., and the same, these things are also same, just add basal with the suffix, okay. So you can see the, I already named the 10 bronchopulmonary segments of right lungs, okay. So we already know that our right lungs, it has 3 lobe, okay. So these first 3 BPS, these first 3 bronchopulmonary segment, okay, they are in your upper lobe of right lung, upper lobe, I am writing UL, upper lobe of right lung. Next, these 2, 4 and 5 bronchopulmonary segments, they are present in your middle lobe of right lung, okay. And the last 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they are present where? Obviously in lower lobe of your right lung. So your right lung, it has 10 bronchopulmonary segment, 3 bronchopulmonary segments present within upper lobe, 2 bronchopulmonary segments present in middle lobe, and 5 bronchopulmonary segments present in lower lobe, okay. So what is bronchopulmonary segment? They are smallest surgically resectable structures within your lungs contain tertiary bronchial, okay. So just one catch or just one trick is here. I am just telling one trick here. Just interchange the number 7 with 10. Just interchange number 7 with 10, okay. So I am cutting this 7 here, cut, and 10 is cut. Now I am writing the posterior basal is numbering, I am numbering posterior basal as 10 and medial basal as number 7, okay. Just only one trick used on this mnemonic, interchange the 7 with 10, okay. So other all are remain same. So remember, memorizing this mnemonic is beneficial because they are on the order of number, except this interchanging, one interchanging in between 7 and 10, okay. So this these all are about the right lungs. Now come to the left lung. In case of left lung, also the same thing, in case of left lung. A for same apical, okay, P for the same posterior, next is the A for similarly anterior, lateral, medial. Just write first, and then there is also apical basal, posterior basal, anterior basal, lateral basal, medial basal. I am also writing the 10 segments in left sided also, but I already told that your left sided lungs contains either 8 or 9 or 10 bronchopulmonary segments. So this number is variable. So now you can see here what our left lung, it has 2 lobe, on the upper lobe and lower lobe. So there is no middle lobe in your left lung, okay. So if there is no middle lobe in your left lung, then these two structures, obviously lateral and medial bronchopulmonary segment, they are correspond to which lobe? They are correspond to middle lobe of right lung, okay. So these two structures are not present in your left lung, because your left lung there is no middle lobe, okay. So these two structures are not present. So I am erasing these two structures, okay. And I am writing here in this gap, I am filling this gap with superior lingular and inferior lingular. Okay, I am filling this gap with superior lingular and inferior lingular. These two are correspond to the middle lobe of the diminished or middle lobe of your left lungs. Okay, so these 5 structures I am marking 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5. So they are present in your upper lobe of left lung. Okay, and the remaining these 5 structures, they are present in the lower lobe of your left lung. Okay, lower lobe of your left lung, and same interchange is also there. Okay, same interchanging also there. Just interchange what? Just interchange 7th with 10. Cut the 7 and write here 10, and cut the 10, write here 7. Okay, so this is about the left. Now some modification or some cases are there in case of left lung, in case of bronchopulmonary segments of left lung. Okay, so now first of all, what is lingular? Lingular is nothing but your trunk-like muscular projection present in lungs. Okay, so now some modification, I am going to tell you some modification of left lung mainly. Sometimes what happens, some bronchopulmonary structures of left-sided lung, they are fused with each other. Some bronchopulmonary structure of left-sided lung, they are fused with each other. So I am writing cases. Case 1 for left lungs bronchopulmonary segment. So first case I am writing the this one, the apical. Okay, I am highlighting here the apical and the posterior, that means segment 1 and segment 2. So the apical and posterior bronchopulmonary segment of upper lobe of left lung, they are fused with each other and forms a single segment, named, which is named your apico posterior, which is named apico posterior segment. Okay, so case 1 I am telling you that in case of left lungs, okay, your apical bronchopulmonary segment and posterior bronchopulmonary segment of upper lobe, your apical and posterior bronchopulmonary segment of upper lobe, these two are fused with each other. And form a single segment, which is called your apico-posterior segments. Okay, so this is one case. And if in this case, how many bronchopulmonary segments in your left lung now? Can you tell me? Yes, the number is now not 10. The number is converted into 9. Okay, now case 2. I am writing what happens now in case of lower lobe of left lung. What happens in case of lower lobe of left lung? Once again, your anterior basal lobe and the medial basal lobe, they are fused with each other. This is the most common case. Your anterior and medial, they are fused with each other. Okay, so they are fused with each other. What happens in this case? I am writing your anterior basal and medial basal, they are fused with each other and forming a single segment which is called anteromedial, anteromedial basal segment, which is called anteromedial basal bronchopulmonary segment. Okay, in this case also your number is converted into 9. Okay, now case 3, this is the most common case, case 3 is the most common. What is this? This is the most common, and in case of lower lobe of your left lung, what happens? The medial basal is absent. Okay, so what happens? The medial basal segment of bronchopulmonary segment is absent. Why? Question is why it is absent. Now this medial basal is absent or poorly developed. Generally it is absent. Okay, why this is absent? To accommodate the heart. Okay, to accommodate the heart. Your heart is also present. Actually your heart, this is your right lungs and this is the left lungs. So this is right lungs, this is the left lungs. And where your heart is located? Your heart is located like this. Okay, so to accommodate your heart, or to accommodate our heart, the some portion here in your lungs is absent, and this area is called your cardiac notch on lungs. Okay, cardiac notch on lungs. Which lungs? Left lungs normally. Okay, so to accommodate the heart, to accommodate our heart, so this medial basal segment of bronchopulmonary segment of left lung is generally absent. This is the most common case. Okay, so in this case your bronchopulmonary segment in case of your left lung is also not 10. This is your 9. Okay, so this is 9. Now with case 3, okay, with case 3, any one case is present with case 3. Either case 1 is present with case 3 or case 2. That means if medial basal either absent, okay, or it fused with the anterior basal. If case 3, any two cases, if any two possibilities, any two cases are present together, okay, then your bronchopulmonary segment is how many? This is not 10, this is not 9, this is your 8. So that's how your bronchopulmonary segment in case of left lung is varies from 8 to 10. Okay, so now for more better understanding, I am going to show you some images, and also I will draw the schema of these things. Okay, just for quick review, I am telling, I told you that right lungs, it has 3 segments, 3 lobes and 10 bronchopulmonary segments. Left lung 2 lobe, 8 to 10 bronchopulmonary segments, either 8 or 10, it may varies. Okay, so this name of these segments are EPAM. Remember this mnemonic, and these all are the name of these segments, and these segments are given specific number. Okay, 1 2 3 4, like this number. Okay, so here you can see the name and the number. So apical this is written on this mnemonic is written on this the numeric fashion also. Just interchange one thing, the number 7 and 10, just interchange in between this. Remember this mnemonic and this interchange in between this. And I also told you, in case of three case, in case of your left lung, case 1, either there is apical and posterior, they may fused with each other and forming a apico-posterior segments, single segment apico-posterior segments. And case 2, apical vessel or medial vessels, they may fuse with each other and forming the not apical vessel, anterior vessel, and forming the anteromedial vessel. Okay. And the last, I already told you, the another most common cases is absence of medial vessel segment. Medial vessel segments is absent. And why this is absent? To give the space for the heart, to accommodate our heart. Your left sided lung, medial vessel, this segment is absent. Okay, so I told you these things. Now I am going to look at this diagram, images. Here you can see, yes, these images. How many images are there? Yes. So first look at this image. Yes, first identify this structure. This is right or left. First identify this. Okay, so yes, look here. Look here. Here you can see the oblique fissure, and here you can see, here you can see the horizontal fissure and oblique fissure. Okay, so this is your two fissure are present. So this is your right lungs. So this is your right lungs. Okay, so this is your right lungs, and you can see one bronchopulmonary segment. Yes, and what is this segment? Segment 1, you can see this segment 1. And what is this? This is nothing but the pleura. This is nothing but the pleura, invagination of pleura. Which pleura? Your parietal pleura, visceral pleura or pulmonary pleura is invaginates in here and forming the bronchopulmonary segments. I saw you already. I shown you this diagram previously. This is segment 1, this is segment 2, this is segment 3. You can see this is your lateral view, and this is the medial view. You can see the root of lungs here. This is the lateral view and this is the medial view. In lateral view you can see segment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You cannot see the segment 7. Okay, segment 7 you can see in this medial view. Okay, segment 7 you can see this in medial view. Okay, so now draw this image. Okay, so I'm going to draw this image now. So before drawing, I also want to describe the left one. Yes, same thing for left. Here you can see also this is the lateral view and this is the medial view, because here is the root of lungs. Same thing, 1, 2, you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You cannot see the structure 7 here. So structure 7 is present in medial view only. Okay, so now draw this left and right lungs, the bronchopulmonary segments of left and right lungs. I'm going to draw these pictures now. So let's draw the schematic representation. So this is first your right lung. Okay, so first I'm drawing the right lungs. So this is the right lungs. Alright, this is the right lungs. Okay, now you can see the segment 1 here. Okay, now segment 2, segment 3. Alright, now segment 2, segment 3. Okay, now you can see segment 4, segment 5, and you can see segment 6 here. Segment 7 is not seen in this view, so segment 8, 9, 10 bronchopulmonary segments are present here. So somewhere in this medial direction, so behind this, some here your segment 7 is present, which is not seen in this view. Okay, so now I'm going to naming all the structures, all the bronchopulmonary segments here. Same thing I am showing you, first with number and then with name. So I told you the mnemonic APAM. So first A was apical. This is your apical. Apical is number 1. Okay, so apical is number 1. Next I told you the posterior bronchopulmonary segment. So the posterior bronchopulmonary segment is this one. So I am writing posterior, P for posterior, and A for anterior. Okay, A for anterior. Okay, so your posterior bronchopulmonary segment is numbered 2. Your anterior bronchopulmonary segment is numbered 3. APAM, AP. Okay, writing A, P, A, L, M, A, P, A, L, M. Okay, so these are covered, these 3 are covered. Now L for what? L for lateral. Okay, L for lateral. Now you can see these 3 are present in your upper lobe of lungs. Now, so this is your horizontal fissure, and this is your oblique fissure. This is the oblique fissure, and this is your middle lobe, and this is the lower lobe. In middle lobe there is also 2 structures. There is also 2 bronchopulmonary segment. I previously numbered number 4 and number 5 here. Number 4 here, number 5 here. So number 4 is your lateral bronchopulmonary segment. This is number 4, and number 5 is your medial bronchopulmonary segment in case of right lungs. Okay, now come to the A and A lobe complete. Now come to the lower lobe. In lower lobe there is also apical. So there is also, you can see, this is apical basal. I am writing apical basal. Okay, so number is 6. Okay, now you can see the 4 basals also here. You cannot see the 7th one. Okay, because you cannot see the 7th one. Now 4 basals are there. They are numbered 9, 10 and 11, and one interchange I already told you between the 7 and 10. So this is 10th segment, this is 9th segment, and this is 8th segment. 7 cannot be seen here. Okay, it is not visible here. So I am naming these segments. So this is apical basal, already told you. Now the segment number 8 is your anterior basal. I told you anterior basal. Segment number 9 is your lateral basal. Okay, and segment number 10 is your posterior basal. Segment number 10 is your posterior basal. Okay, and segment number 7 is your medial basal. Okay, so this is for your right lung. So apical, anterior bronchopulmonary segment, posterior bronchopulmonary segment, lateral, medial, anterobasal. So this is anterobasal, apical basal. This is apical basal. This one is anterobasal, lateral basal, posterior basal. Medial basal is not seen here. Okay, so that's all about your right lungs bronchopulmonary segments, their names, numbering. Now the last one for your left lung. For your left lung bronchopulmonary segments and their numbering. Okay, so in a left lung I'm going to show you this same schematic representation. But in your left lung only upper lobe and lower lobe, two lobes are there. Okay, only upper lobe and lower lobe, two lobes are there. Oblique fissure, here you can see the I am naming and numbering together. Segment 1 is apical, number 1. Okay, this is your number 2. Okay, here is your number 3. Five bronchopulmonary segments for upper lobe and 5 for lower lobe in case of left lungs. In case of left lungs, 5 bronchopulmonary segment for upper lobe and 5 for your lower lobe. So I already told you the names and mnemonics, and one clinical importance I want to add here, one clinical detail just. So just first number this diagram and then 3. Now this is the 4 and one is 5. Okay, and here is also your 6, and here is also 8, 7, 8 are fused sometimes, 9, 10. Okay, so the same thing here. You cannot see the 7th segment here in this view. The name, now their names I am marking with yellow. Apical. Okay, now after apical, this is your posterior, number 2 posterior, number 3 is your anterior, number 4 is your superior lingular, number 5 is your inferior lingular in case of left lung, and number 6 is your apical basal. Okay, apical basal. Number 10 obviously what, the posterior basal. Okay, this is lateral basal and this is anterior basal. So same thing, actually the segment 7 or medial basal is absent in left lungs due to cardiac notch. Okay, so yes, the medial basal is not seen here due to cardiac notch. Okay, so medial basal is absent due to cardiac notch and due to accommodation of your heart. So that's all. Now the clinical importance. Before clinical importance, I have to show one diagram. I have to show you one diagram. Yes, this question was repeatedly asked in competitive exam. In JIPMER, it is also asked these structures. Identify these structures D. Name structures D. So what is these structures? Your structures D is nothing but your pulmonary vein. Previously I also told you this is your tertiary tertiary bronchiole. Okay, so this is your one artery, this is another artery, this is pulmonary artery, and this is bronchial artery. So that's all. So this is the image based question in 2018 JIPMER. Okay, So that detail which I want to add here. So now let's come back to the note. So now the application of these bronchopulmonary segments. So I already told you the bronchopulmonary segments, they are the surgically resectable. So these bronchopulmonary segments are surgically resectable from each other. They are not dependent on each other. Next to, in case of in supine posture, two cases. One is supine posture and one is your standing or erect posture. Supine means bed lying posture, okay. Standing posture or sitting, maybe sitting, but erect posture. Your most dependent portions of bronchopulmonary segments in supine posture and in case of your standing postures, most dependent. That means, so in supine posture, your most dependent bronchopulmonary segment is, I already told, the both segment 2 and segment 6. In supine position, your segment 6 and segment 2 both are the most dependent bronchopulmonary segment in supine posture. But in erect posture or standing posture, only segment 10 of right lungs is most dependent. Now, in case of single option correct answer, 6 greater than 2. So I already told why the right lungs is generally more affected than left lung due to the vertically arrangement of the right bronchioles. I already told this in previous one video. Now here you can see, in supine posture, your apical basal and your posterior segment, they are most dependent, okay. So apical basal greater than posterior, and here in standing or erect posture, your posterior basal, okay, posterior basal, here it is only posterior, the component or the bronchopulmonary segment of upper lobe, and posterior basal is the bronchopulmonary segment of lower lobe of your right lungs, okay. So they are the most dependent. So there is some clinical questions based on this, and one clinical which I also add here, I want to add here is, in case of dextrocardia, dextro mean right, okay. So dextro and levo mean left. Dextrocardia, what happens, your heart present in the right side, okay. So if the heart present in your right sided, towards the close to the right sided lungs, then what happens, the same thing, just a reverse case. Here is your heart, and in this case the medial basal segment of your right sided lung is absent. Segment number 7 is absent here in case of right sided heart. So in this case of dextrocardia, just a reverse thing, the right becomes left and left becomes right, okay. Just this thing, and that moment your left sided lungs contain 10 bronchopulmonary segment and your right sided lung varies from 8 to 10 in case of dextrocardia. This is one clinical point. Now based on this concept, I am going to discuss some question. The most dependent bronchopulmonary segment in bed-lying posture or supine posture is your segment number 6 and segment number 2. Actually, in medicine books, mainly Harrison, it telling that both are correct, segment 2 and segment 6. But in our level, even our anatomy books, it is written that segment 6. Okay. So that's why on the basis of anatomy, your apical basal is greater than your posterior segment or segment number 2. Okay, so both are correct. In case of multiple option correct, both 6 and 2 both segments are correct, but single option correct, the major weightage goes to apical basal. And in case of standing or erect posture, your without any doubt segment number 10 of right lungs, they both are segments of right lungs affected. Okay, this is the posterior basal is most affected. So that's all about bronchopulmonary segment. So now discuss some question here. Okay, so I already told these things. Some notes, some questions are there. A bedridden patient. Okay. A bedridden patient on liquid diet. A bedridden patient on liquid diet. Here you can see a bedridden patient on liquid diet develops aspiration pneumonia. Yes, aspiration pneumonia. Bedridden patient means this is your supine posture. Supine posture. Bedridden patient, it is supine patient. On liquid diet develop aspiration pneumonia. Aspiration pneumonia means during the swallowing. Okay, during the swallowing there is aspiration pneumonia. The food particles or the liquid is goes to your bronchial to your lungs. Okay, so first bronchial to lungs. Obviously the bronchial, anything which is within the bronchial is first, it easily goes to your right sided primary bronchial. Okay, and then right sided lungs. That's why your right lungs is most affected in case of aspiration pneumonia also. Which of the following bronchopulmonary segment is most likely affected? I already told you in supine posture. Okay, in supine posture the only segment is your either segment 6 or segment 2. That means your apical basal segment or your posterior segment only. Okay, they are most dependent bronchopulmonary segments. Okay, so here you can see the apical basal segment. It is segment of apical basal. The suffix basal is here, so it is segment of your lower lobe, and posterior is segment of your upper lobe. Okay, so posterior of right upper lobe. Yes, likely most segment which is rightly affected. Posterior of right upper lobe. Yes, it may be true. Inferior lingula of the left upper lobe, not left is totally removed because left lungs is not affected easily due to the vertical right bronchial. Apical of the right lower lobe. Yes, it may be question, it may be answer. Posterior of the right lower lobe. Okay, so not the posterior of the right lower lobe. So either segment, this is segment 2, this is the posterior right upper lobe, this is segment 2, and apical right lower lobe or apical basal, this is segment 6. Okay, so answer is either C or A, but C greater than A. So now that's question on your supine posture patient. Now this is about supine posture patient. So I already told you supine posture, this is the answer, 6 greater than A. Okay, so that's all. So on another question, a bedridden patient. This is also the case of bedridden patient. So I already told these all things. The aspiration foreign body into the right principal bronchus, all things I told you all things. So segmental dissection of the lungs. Segmental dissection, what is segmental dissection? In segmental dissection, it is important not to ligate the intersegmental veins. Okay, not to ligate. Also I already told you. So that's all, a little bit about bronchopulmonary segment. Just one drawing which I want to add here for your understanding purpose. This is nothing but just a schematic representation which I want to draw here. Is here you can see the right lungs, the horizontal fissure, oblique fissure. Now you can see this is the apical, anterior, posterior. Posterior means numbering 2, and this is your apical basal. This is number 6. In supine posture, these two segments are most dependent for aspiration pneumonia. These two segments. But why the apical basal is preferred here? Because this is towards the more base, and due to gravity, your easily food particle or liquid particle moves to these segments, towards these segments. So that's why 6 is greater than 2 in supine posture. And there is no confusion in case of your erect posture. Erect posture, this is your posterior basal or segment number 10 in erect posture is the most dependent, and it's supine posture 6 greater than 2. So that's all about your bronchopulmonary segment. Thank you.